Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 40th episode of the Ethan Lew Show. I'm here with a very special guest. She's sitting on her quote-unquote bad side this episode, but she doesn't have a bad side, folks. You know, she's the host of the Old Soul Young World podcast. Great podcast. Jessie, Elly, come on out.
Hey.
Handshake.
So nice to meet you. So excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Thank you for coming on.
This is like I was just saying, my only other podcast I've ever been on.
Yeah.
Besides my own, really.
What's the other one?
It was called Scoop with Ferns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Is mine better than theirs?
You know what? Uncomparable.
Uncomparable?
Different levels. There's levels to this. Wait, can we swear?
Yeah, you can swear.
There's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
You swear on yours, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I watch it.
Unashamed. People are always like, can I? And I'm like, do that shit.
Yeah. It's YouTube.
You know, it's YouTube. So.
They don't care about it. You know, I've had, you know what? They don't care about
copyright stuff. Sometimes they're like.
Like what?
Like, I've had little beats on my episodes before, and they'll flag that for copyright, like, right away.
Really?
Yes. And I'm like, it was just like a 5-second little beat, but it wasn't my own, so.
Like a YouTube beat?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or like a J. Cole beat.
Well, that'll get you.
You know.
Well, that'll get you.
I kind of forced it with that one.
Yeah, I used to open the episode when it was only audio with like a song, and it was like Kanye West, like big, and I got a little bit of trouble.
Exactly.
For that, for sure.
So that's when I first started. I was using music as intros, and then because of all the issues I ran into, I was like, all right, Jessie, just gotta cut that out. Just go solo for now. Figure it out after, but no music. So it is what it is.
You do have a song, right? The
So that's actually a beat that we own, that we use for the intro. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So that was where, you know, the learning process comes in, and you're like, all right, I can't do this. So what are we going to do to make it work? And then we figured out, all right, if we like buy a beat, download it from like a website where you can download copyright or non-copyright stuff, make it your own. You can use that. So
really,
that's what we did.
Oh, that's dope. So, but tell me about your podcast. Why did you start it? Old Soul Young World. What does Old Soul Young World mean?
Ooh.
You always asked
that.
See? We're reversing it.
It's gonna be so funny because like I want to interview you, us being in these seats, but like you're interviewing me, so here we are. But Old Soul Young World. So like you said, I actually ask that to every guest on my show every week. What do you think is an old soul in the young world? Because when I started it, like that was the whole purpose. People would call me when I was growing up an old soul. And I always got offended by it. Like, why do people think I'm like old? Why do they think I'm like boring, like all this stuff? And I just realized I was really deep. I had like a lot of knowledge. I had a lot of things to share. I had a lot of things to say. Internally, I feel like I was literally born with like just this inner knowledge. I don't know how to explain it, that like I have to share with the world through struggle, internal and external. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like when you take your weakness and you like make it a strength. You know what I'm saying? You like flip it around. So it's like what people kind of called me and I took as like a negative, I flipped it as a positive when I got older and was like, yo, I am an old soul. Like, and I'm going to embrace it because there's a lot of old souls around here who like grew up on like old school hip hop, who like to read books, who like to write, who want to talk like deep. And we just don't open that conversation. So if nobody opens the conversation of like how old your soul is, or like, what the fuck's a soul? Nobody even like, when do we, throughout school or throughout our family conversations, when you're like, oh, how's your soul today? We all talk about souls like in life, but we never really break it down to like, what is that word? You know, what does it even mean to have that? So I kind of do that through interviewing other people, like artists, entrepreneurs, anybody from other podcast hosts to the Red Sox official DJ, to all these different hip hop artists in Boston. So it's kind of like shows you how wide a range souls can be.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I see.
Through different levels. And we talk about like struggle and success a lot. Sure. So being an entrepreneur, starting a podcast, starting your own business, trying to do something different, you know, because like we all have to work a regular ass job and do the shit to survive. But outside of surviving, what are you doing with yourself? Like, do you have a purpose? You know, so I feel like souls purposes and then like entrepreneurs, I think we have both. And that makes us have that drive to like want to do something greater. So that's my like motivational spiel for the Adam Lew Show. Let's get popping.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And then what does the young world part mean?
Oh, young world. That's a deep one. So also, young world, I feel like growing up, you know, being the old soul that I'm talking about, everything else around me, like technology was changing. You know, I grew up with a flip phone, like back in the day. Like, you know, I'm a 90s baby, so it's like there was a lot of things up and coming at the time. And now social media and everything, like the young world, just very fast-paced, materialistic, focused on like physical, ourselves, not the internal, the external. Sorry, I talk a lot, so I don't want to, I'm not trying to spiel on you, but.
No worries.
So yeah, the young world would just be that external, and I feel like the old soul is like the internal.
Okay.
And then they're kind of like collaborating but clashing, like,
Okay.
oh, he's not gonna.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's gonna be a good little clippy to put out because you just like completely left Jessie Elly hanging, bro.
Oh, I would
you know what? I think I gotta get out of here.
No, please don't leave. We haven't had a walkout yet.
I'm just kidding. We're not walking out.
This
is the best show, so why would I walk out?
I do want to get someone to walk out. But, you know,
not today, guys. You thought you were going to get it, but today's not the day.
Never. Jessie, I would never do that to a fellow podcaster.
I appreciate that.
I have some ethics, you know. Depends on your ask, I guess. Not really, though.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Here and there.
I don't know if money gets involved.
Hey, can I just congratulate you real quick? Because this is like big episode 4-0. I mean, it's not the big 5-0, but it's the 4-0. And that's big.
I know.
So you've been putting work in.
I have been putting work in. Thank you. Well, you've been putting work in too.
Well, you know.
But you know.
Work appreciates work.
Stop being so humble.
I am a little humble.
No, I'm just kidding. What are you? You're on episode what? 75?
We are at, I pre-record, so we might be around 80 now.
Oh.
Yeah, but we are dropping, we just dropped 74 and we'll be dropping 75, yeah.
Lit. Oh, wait, you're like 5 episodes ahead?
We're a couple episodes ahead right now because of a little pre-planning that I did. It took me a long time to get there, though, because there was weeks where it was like I'm scrambling to get to like what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I used to do that, but now I'm only 1 episode ahead because you know cancellations, vacations,
stuff
like that.
I feel you.
You know.
More than anybody.
Yeah.
So, I've been canceled on, like double canceled on.
Really? Wait, you've been canceled?
Oh, I have been stood up. I have been stood up multiple times.
Ghosted?
Ghosted.
Yeah, me too.
Straight ghost out.
But you know what I like though? You stay away from the negative, like.
Nah.
You know, it's like you don't call them out.
We just roll with it.
Just roll with it.
Oh, I don't even care.
Because you're smart. You're a couple episodes ahead, so if that happens, it's like whatever.
And I feel like it's like good vibes. So if you're coming on the show, it's like, you know, you're missing out on the good vibes. Like, it's not me missing out because the good vibes always here, you know? So.
And like you're putting them on, so it's like they're missing out in the end. It's like what?
Exactly.
It doesn't hurt them to do an interview. Like
or just collab. I feel like that's like, you know, mindset not everybody has around here. Like collabing with other people and just like us all kind of like putting each other up. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I'm doing it and you're doing it, it doesn't mean we're competing. It means we should be collaborating.
Okay.
And working together, I feel like, to like for the greater good of the people. You know?
Well, I mean, if I cared about the greater good, I would agree with that.
I know you do because you're putting out cool content. So
thank you. Yeah, a little bit, I guess. Whatever. But okay, who's your favorite? Who's been? Name your favorite guests.
Oh,
on the
you
spot.
Can't
do
that.
On.
You know, I thought about this earlier today. I was like, do you think you would ask your favorite guest? And I was like, nah, you probably wouldn't ask that because I can't name drop.
I'll go there. Just name 5 you really liked.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't have to be in order.
I feel like I'm gonna think of like recent ones because 75, that's a lot, like to track back to like. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to shout out. I think it was episode 14. AJ, drink more water.
Okay.
Because he was in my brand new first episode at my old studio, so it was a very special moment for me. He brought a platter of fruit, and we ate fruit and drank water, and we had a great conversation. Okay. So that was pretty dope.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Can we just for the rest of the?
Yeah.
Wait, look at the camera.
Oh yeah.
We gotta get that.
Get her good side. Get her good
Wait,
side.
hold
Come
on,
on. This
hold
is
on.
it.
Let me get
Oh yeah. See, she's got. Come on. There you go. There's a good side. There's a good side. There you
Guys,
go.
this is the side you know. Of
Yeah.
Jessie.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on.
No. Oh my gosh, I can't do 4. I just have to shout out.
Oh, she
AJ
just
'cause
named.
it was
Oh,
fun.
that's
It was-
worse. Oh, come
No,
on.
okay,
Oh.
okay.
Well, wait. You hate all your guests? Is that what you're saying?
It's just like I'm gonna think of like the first couple that I did at my new studio because those were also so special to me. So I'm gonna have to shout out Mav. Like I said, the Red Sox official DJ. It was just a great conversation. He honestly dropped on the floor at one point and rolled around. I popped a bottle, exploded all over us. It was like I was so embarrassed because it was my new studio and I still didn't know how to do things, and like he was just having a great old time. So I was freaking out, and just looking back at it, it was like a great memory.
Yeah. I know Money Mav. He was on the show.
Yeah, shout out Money Mav.
Shout out Money Mav. Shout out Money Mav. Shout out Money
Yeah,
Mav.
we love Money Mav. You already know.
I interviewed him in my. I couldn't get the studio, so I interviewed him in my home, and that's probably why I didn't get that many YouTube views.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that on YouTube.
You don't watch all my episodes?
Dude, I was on your whole page the last couple days, and that video was not shown to me.
You're the one viewer who's been watching it?
I'm your one subscriber.
hey, I have 70, okay?
You
You're one of 70, okay?
Wait, don't you do like a infamous like your clap? I really wanted to learn how to do this.
What do you mean? Like that?
I feel like you have
Like
a
that.
really good
I
hand pattern.
What do you think of it?
That was
Show
a good.
it. Show it. Like that. Like that. Like that. Yeah, I think you got it.
Yes!
Oh no, you're gonna
Should we
steal
do a
it.
slow clap?
You're gonna steal my clap now, Jessie. Oh my god. I'm copywriting it. If you use it, your
Fine.
video's getting taken down.
Fine.
I'm just kidding. Bad joke.
I'm not going to
Sorry.
finish my last 3 guests, though, because I just can't. So there's too many to choose from. I literally love every single person who's been on my show. And I have such a special connection with each
Fair
individual, so I'm like, I can't.
Fair enough. Okay. And we won't actually sue you for the clapping. You can use the clapping how you want. Okay?
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
was so nervous. Like, I was literally going to call my lawyer as soon as I left here and be like, Adam Lew is stealing the clap.
Hey,
Wait.
I have a
Sounds
team
weird.
of lawyers. I have like 4,000 people working for me.
4,000?
Yeah, ton.
I have like none. Me. I have like 1.
You have the sound people you talk. I have like 9 lawyers, HR people, stuff like that.
Damn,
Yeah.
he's got a whole collection.
Yeah. I mean, this is this office, you know. Ethan's like the CFO.
Shout out, Ethan.
No, the chief marketing officer, you know,
Hey.
whatever. Oh, handed from the camera.
Deuces.
Oh. Okay.
We're getting
Everything all
rowdy
good?
today.
Everything all good?
Should we do like,
Is
oh,
that-
it's an earthquake?
Is it all good? Okay, good. Okay.
It was an earthquake.
It was an earthquake. Okay, good. We don't get those here though, but you know,
You know,
climate change. And
Yeah.
stuff like that, you know what I'm
for the
saying?
big 4-0 episode, it might just happen.
Oh man.
Mysterious things. It was a full moon too the other day,
Really?
so the vibes are strong. You never know.
Don't people go crazier during a full moon?
I think everything goes crazy. Like, not just people, like everything. Actually, can I give you a little story?
Yeah.
The other night I was at the beach and like it was like full moon vibes and the waves. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to Lynn Beach in Lynn, Mass, but there's like big walls. The waves were going up, crashing over the walls onto the sidewalk. Like, it was insane. I was like, is this the effects of the full moon? And then if you think about it, we're like, what is it, 75% water? 80%?
97. I thought it was 97.
We're 97%, so we're
Yeah.
just like jellies?
Yeah,
like,
I think so. The 3% is what makes us. I think we're 97%.
We're 97% water
I'm
and
no
3%
scientist.
souls.
Oh!
We've had a couple little fist bumps because this is lit.
Oh my god, you're gonna have a heart attack.
Oh shit.
So.
So anyway, so I was thinking if the moon affects the ocean that much
Yes.
and we're all water like that,
Okay.
we probably go crazy too, right?
Oh, I see
I
what
don't
you're saying.
know. I feel like it like messes with our internal equilibrium.
That does kind of make sense, actually.
You know? You
Yeah.
feel
I feel that.
it?
I do feel crazy. I feel like I want to like go on a murdering spree during a.
Oh
full moon,
shit!
know
Did
what
you
I'm
just
saying?
say you're a murderer?
Whoa! Hey! Don't put words in my mouth.
Cut!
Come on. I've only murdered a couple of my guests.
Oh man,
Episode-
not today though.
Episode 30 didn't go well.
Oh, it didn't. No, had to cut that one.
No, that one's out there, but like the guests, they're missing.
We'll talk about it off
Episode
there.
30, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out.
And episode 40 right now. She's off.
I don't know about that one
Oh,
either. It
know.
might be skip to 41. Next. Next guest.
That might be buried in the archives forever.
We actually have someone waiting off camera just in case this doesn't work out. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you threatening me right now? I didn't know Old Soul Young World was so dark. My goodness, there's so much pressure.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're just right.
Just kidding.
When you said you had no one working for you, damn.
No, you know what? I don't have people working for me. I would say I have people working with me.
100%.
If that, yeah. Like I just, same thing I guess I feel about my guests. I really do feel about my team. Like shout out, Straight Vision TV, shout out Slam, shout out a Vibe Podcast, shout out Baldwin JQ, Richie, everybody. But yeah, they really put the work in. So behind the scenes of like me hosting, doing the booking, producing, all that, they do like the mixing and help me edit and cut the clips. So it's like, it's special. It is,
shout them out for sure. Like,
so,
no, Ethan, shout out my whole people who helped me out.
You got to.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
in all seriousness, like, they put in the work, couldn't do it without them. 100%.
For real.
100%.
Yeah.
Gotta put that. So, do you have any least favorite guests?
Oh, he's really digging in.
I can name some of my favorite guests. I can take some of the weight off of you if you want.
Yeah, name one of your favorite guests.
You got to look at my YouTube, see who got the most views, and then that's who my favorite guest is.
Oh, because you watched it?
No. Look at my YouTube, see who got the most views.
And that's your favorite?
Yeah, whoever that is.
All right, so it's gonna be. So you gotta go check it out to find out.
I think J Rem, he was really good. Shout out to him.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, you know him? Probably
no.
Not. Okay.
What is he? What's he do?
He's like a rapper.
That's dope.
Yeah, he's dope. Yeah,
Who's your least favorite?
My least favorite? I won't name him by name, but whoever didn't end up promoting the episode.
Ooh,
We don't.
Don't you hate that?
We do hate that.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
So it's happened to you.
It's a tough world. And that's the thing about, I guess, media and podcasting. You can't expect people to promote.
Yes.
But it is like, damn, we put the time, effort, energy. We're trying to put the content out, and then you don't promote what we're doing.
Exactly.
So
it's like, I'm just trying to put you on. It's like, you know what? And like, I used to do this thing. I used to try to really make the artist look good, ask serious questions, stuff like that. And then there's one couple who didn't promote it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be myself.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
100%.
Yeah. Like I used to send them the clips beforehand and stuff like. I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore.
I stopped doing that too.
See?
Yeah. Actually, I was so considerate. Like, I still do share a folder with people with like behind the scenes stuff. But the clips that I choose to cut and edit, it got too messy when I would share stuff or show people the video before, and I'd have them come back like, oh, can you take this one thing out? Or like for these 5 seconds. I'm like, do you know how much it takes for my producer to go back to make that change? And then the whole like downloading, processing, like me going and re-editing everything, like the captions and the time marks, and like it's just a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I guess I will say one of my favorite interviews that I felt like I was having at the time, they ended up not promoting it.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Did they ever tell you why?
I kind of had a feeling.
I get that too sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of could just read the vibes that, like, maybe they weren't comfortable with themselves on the show, so they didn't really feel comfortable promoting it. I think visually.
Yeah.
More than verbally.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Now I see.
Yeah. So.
I definitely get those same vibes after the show. There's been a few I'm like, okay. Well, there was a guy I called out a couple times, Big Falls, whatever. He didn't. I mean, that made sense that he didn't end up promoting it. But
yeah.
That was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Though,
But we let it go because it's like, at the end of the day, we're just here to talk and have conversations. So if you don't respect it enough, I guess, to pass along the knowledge, then like I said before, you're missing out.
Exactly. And speaking of knowledge, what advice would you give to people who just want to start a podcast?
Oh man. Literally do not give up. Like, no matter what. Like, even when it gets hard, even when you feel like, oh, I'm not putting out enough content, I'm not putting enough blah, 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 And on top of that, and I guess mixed in with that, like, don't compare yourself to other people, because that's a huge thing that, like, I had to go through when I was starting mine, because there's so much media out right now, so much content, so many podcasts, that when you look at other people's stuff, you're kind of like, oh, why don't I do this, or why don't I do that, or blah, blah, blah. And then it kind of changes your whole idea or your whole concept, and you're like, but that's not me. That's not it. That's not what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? And, like, to go off of that, like, just having, like, my podcast, Old Soul, Young World, obviously the title, it's not, like, fun or, like, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to feel it to want to tune in. So I feel like when I was starting off, I was kind of like, oh, man, like, all the females that I saw doing podcasts other than me was, like, about female stuff, or kind of more on the sexual funny side, or, like, comical, always, like, more comical, like, sarcastic, like, whatever. Or they were, like, looking real good. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, should I be changing myself or my concept of my show? I wanted it to be, like, a deep conversation. I wanted to get into the old soul. And I'm still a funny person, so I can incorporate aspects of that into it, but it wasn't, like, all the time funny, or all the time, like, people are tuning in because it's, like, sexual stories or this and that, where I feel like those get the views sometimes. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's kind of just being real to yourself and staying true to whoever you are and whatever your initial idea was, and just, like, learning how to make that idea better 100%. Instead of changing that idea.
100%.
Yeah.
You're you because you're different, right? And I think you need to differentiate yourself, and you're different. Like, you're born different than everybody else, so you can't be everybody else.
100%. And we all are. We literally, like, one of my favorite, I can't even say who said this quote or where it's come from, but I've heard it, and it's just always stuck with me. But, like, we are all the main character of our own movie. You know what I mean? And everyone else is just side background actors. You know, so, like, I'll never see out of your eyes, you'll never see out of my eyes, but I'm looking at you and you're looking at me, and, like, right now in this moment, you're the host of the show, and I'm a guest, and we have somebody here, and we're both background actors to your life right now.
True.
To me, I'm driving here like, oh, you know, I'm going on a show today, but, like, you know, I'm thinking about what I have coming up this weekend and my show that I'm planning next weekend. It's like, I'm the main character coming to your show as my, so it's like, if we all could understand and realize that, like, I don't know, I feel like we would just be better off as humanity, like, as people. We would just, I don't know. I just went on a rant. But I just feel like if we understood that each person is living their own life as their own main character, we wouldn't try so hard to compete. We wouldn't try so hard to be somebody else or be in another person's, like, life, because, like, we're all in our own movie. So, like, appreciate that movie.
Okay.
You know?
I see. And off of that, and I agree with everything you said, but, you know, another question. Who's your dream guest?
Ooh, my dream guest?
Yeah.
Okay, so I definitely have a few, but I have said it before, so I'll just say it again. Like, I will have J. Cole on my show one day.
Okay.
Like, I'm just going to say that.
That's the,
it's manifestation, and I'm just going to, manifest that. But there's definitely other dream guests that I would like to have on.
Didn't you steal his beats, though? Why would you?
I did steal his beats, and I want to talk to him about that and see if he'll give me the copyrights to the beats so that I can use them on the 100%. Show all the time. No, 100%. I'm just kidding. But I really do want to get deep with celebrities. Like, in my mind, that is a future of the podcast. Like, I want to hear what big names, big people who think aren't people because they're so, you know what I'm saying? We're all people. Even if you're a celebrity, you're just a person who wakes up and has 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
So, like, what do they think is an old soul? What's deep to them?
Yeah.
What did they struggle with? Were they depressed? Were they anxious? Did they have mental health issues? Like, because that's also something that I talk about on the show a lot through my own story and in general. So it's like, I know every single person on this earth can converse about those aspects within themselves. Okay. So I would love to hear what J. Cole would have to say. J.
Cole. There you said it. That's your dream guest.
That's Dreamville, baby.
That's a good one.
Dreamville.
Shout out to J.
The
Cole.
warm-up.
Do you think he's the best of all time? Go.
I can't say that.
Oh. fine. I'm asking you to rank too much. I'm sorry, Jessie. I'm sorry. I'm trying to
He's putting me on the rank scale, and if anyone watches this in the future, I could get blacklisted. I have to be careful, all right? What if I blow up next week and then they're like, Jessie, Elly, we saw this Ethan Lew podcast, and you cannot host the Emmys next year. Yeah, I know. I'm really thinking ahead. The producer's like, oh, okay. I'm just being manifesting.
I would feel so bad. I would like take it down. I'd be like, no, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I mean, it seems like that really happens a lot lately, though. Like, people, even big celebrities, they just dig back into their history and they pull up whether it's like racist or financial, or they just say some stupid ass shit, and it's like comes back against them.
100%. And if someone's out to get you, it's even more likely you could find.
Oh my gosh, for real.
Yeah,
like, you gotta be mindful, you know, sometimes. So.
If anything, I probably have a couple things to worry about.
Oh, there's some things in your past we can dig up. I'm gonna go back and go through your whole Facebook, because you know Facebook is where it's at.
Why?
Because all the like stuff from when you're like teenage angst years are always like deep in there somewhere.
No, I bet if you looked at the transcripts of some of the episodes, you could probably. You know what? I'm not going to tell anyone.
Together?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, if I get canceled, I'm uncancelable, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like, cancel culture. We're over that. You
exactly.
know? Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck
Whatever.
that.
I had a question. Wait. So your dream guest is J. Cole.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Anybody else in mind?
Well, like I said, there's definitely a lot. And are we talking alive? Like, this isn't fantasy? Like
Alive, yeah. You can't go to the grave, I don't think. Maybe some ashes. Oh.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to rank. Because I keep thinking of, like, my favorite musical artists and stuff, but I feel like there's so many actual people in life. And you know what's really sad? If I had done this podcast with you a couple years ago, first off the bat, one of my people would have been Will Smith. Like, I'm not even lying. But now we just talked about the cancel culture, talked about me, talked about going back in the clips, and then Will Smith, and then he's punching people, and then now I can't like him because he punches people, even though I still like him. I still think he's an amazing actor, an amazing human. So it's tough, you know. Fresh Prince, like, I grew up on that shit, and now I'm supposed to just take Fresh Prince and my crush growing up out of my mind, and just, so we're gonna pretend like I didn't say Will Smith, but like he would have is somebody I would want to have a conversation with.
Talk your shit. He doesn't deserve to be canceled for that. Come on.
It was very sad. It was a sad moment for me because I did not agree with his actions, but I still like him as a person. I don't know how to explain it. Like, and I think that should be acceptable, and we should be able to like forgive. Like, we just want to make it a drama and like back and forth. Like, he hates him and he hates. Like, why can't we all just get over it? Yeah. And things happen. So
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So what do you see for your podcast going forward? Next couple of years.
Next couple of years. Definitely first thing that would come to mind is more travel interviewing. So I actually just recently dropped my first travel interview that I did this summer. Shout out Julie Schatz. She was a dope beat maker, producer in Brooklyn, New York. So that experience really made me appreciate like what we just talked about. Like, the more people you talk about, whether like they're a celebrity or they're from another country or whatever, we all have different perspectives and stories. So like the more I could get out there to other places and see other people's stories, I just feel like it would really tie in the vision of what I'm talking about. Like, it's not just here in Boston. It's not just in New York. You know, I've had a couple guests from Connecticut. Like, it's not just in this area, though. It's everywhere in the world. So being able to pull that into the podcast more, traveling, is definitely in the future. That's up and coming. Stay tuned.
Word.
Yeah.
What about making some money? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so money is definitely something we all love and are all, you know, want to be incorporated.
Yep.
But I feel like that's where I'm at, but at the same time, it's always about making things better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so focused on like making sure the vision is in line, and then the money will come. You know how it's supposed to, but you also have to put the work in. So like, I've been going through the process of like turning the podcast, which was something just like fun and like that I love, and like I enjoy talking to people, into a business and looking at it from that perspective of like, okay, so how do we make this official? How do I do sponsorship letters? What's a sponsorship and a partnership? What am I asking for? What are people looking for from my podcast, and what do I want them to get from me? Do you know what I mean? So it's just navigating all of that is a lot. Yeah. Especially like when I say I have a team, I do have a team, but I also said we're all our own characters. So they have things that they're individually all trying to do as well. So the business portion of that, of bringing in monetization, it's a lot of research that I'm trying to figure out myself right now, and actually trying to like look for organizations that could even help me try to figure that out, because it's really a lot. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's great. Like I do get some monetization on YouTube and stuff, but besides that, it's like, it always comes through like sponsorships and commercial advertising. And it's like, I want whatever I'm investing or is investing in me to align with what I'm doing. Yeah. So it's like, if I'm doing Old Soul Young World and it's like, I don't know, just like something very superficial, like on the podcast, like, and I'm not trying to hate on anything, but if it's like pocketbooks, like a purses, like company sponsoring the podcast or something, but they have no mission behind them, like what does that mean for my show? What is that showing for me? So it's also kind of like being careful about how I'm doing the money portion of it. You want partners that align with your vision. You don't want like some unethical, some guy, I don't know, like who runs like a sweatshop, like you know what people do. Exactly. I don't want to say that word on the podcast, okay? I don't want to get canceled. Throw it away. Can't get canceled. Uncancelable, baby. Uncancelable. Okay. I kind of like that as a title. Uncancelable. Uncancelable. I am. We should put that in all shirts. That's a good little. Oh, speaking, you have merch, right? I have a little merch. Okay, so I kind of teased people. I put out like a promo merch thing, and it's like I got pieces made for myself to promote it, to see the feedback of how I would kind of do with it, and people really loved it. And then I did not have the merch to be giving out at the time. So I kind of had to answer a lot of DMs like, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't have it right now, but what would you want if I did? So I got a lot of feedback on what people would want color-wise and clothing-wise, but I don't have like a whole stock right now. So I can't like give anyone anything. I wanted my free merch. But it's coming. It's coming. You'll be one of the first people because you interviewed me. So I'll always give that back, you know? Thank you. I just want some merch. I just want some shirts. What do you want? Hat, shirt, socks? Hat. I always wear a hat every episode. I was going to say, yeah, you're a hat guy. Because I like to cover up my hair. Oh, why? You know what? I was going to compliment your hair. Really? Yeah, like I was going to ask for some like hair tips because it is so long and like shiny and like flowing. Like I feel like you should have it like out and be like... Be like Fabio? Yes. Tell that to my parents. I'm going to. They always want me to get a haircut. No. Can I ask is it okay if I cross interview you? Of course. No. You gotta get out. Interview over. Bye, Jessie. No, let's hear it. Like, what is your reasoning behind growing your hair? Do you like it? Is it like spiritual to you? Is it religious? Is it just a you thing? It's just a me thing. I always had my hair short before, and then I was like, you know what? During COVID and even before a little bit, I said, you know, I want to try growing out because I don't care about having it short and stuff like that. I never did. So it's like, that was just other people telling me that I need to have it short. Exactly. So I'm just trying it out. You know what I'm saying? That. Yeah. That's what society does. They just try to put us in boxes and say, you got to do this, you got to be this, you got to look like that. It's like, nah. Shit. Oh, shit. Put those away. Can we do the little like static over the finger? I'm so bad at describing I once brought up my credit card during an episode. I had to do that. Oh, shit. That's so funny.
And I like made sure to go
my
back
God,
and do
that's
it.
hilarious.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the long hair.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to my long hair.
Yeah,
right?
it's a swag. So one episode, are you ever gonna like no hat, wear it down, go like balls to the wall, like?
I have. I like the hat more.
Okay.
I just like it. It's like a film. I don't know. I like the look. You know.
I thought about wearing a hat to match your hat. I was gonna like try to out hat you tonight.
Oh, you can't out hat me. You can't. It's impossible.
What's your best hat?
Not this one. I have a white one that I couldn't find today.
I almost spit my water out. He goes,
What?
not this one. Not this hat. Not the polo one.
Not
All right.
I have a white Adidas hat. It's
Okay,
nice. It's
that's
nice.
pretty
I
fire.
think I wore it last episode or 2 episodes ago. No, 2 episodes ago. I know it doesn't matter, but I wore it a couple episodes.
Which one did you wear with your guest with the dog? That was a good one too. It was like.
Oh, you like Jill?
Yep.
Shout out to Jill.
Shout out Jill and your dog.
Shout out Jill and her dog. She wanted me to interview dog. I said no, but I think that was the Hustle Killer one. So
Okay.
I like have a partnership. They just repost my clips.
Cool.
Yeah, and they help me with a lot of guests. It's not like I need help with a lot of it, but you know. And yeah, he gave me like a half free
Nice.
stuff like merch. So that's the one.
Dope.
Yeah, it's nice. Shout out to them.
Hey, we
And
like it.
speaking of it, you don't have trouble getting guests, right? Like, do like the inquiries just flow in? Like, is everyone like, oh, give me an episode, blah blah blah?
So it's a very interesting question.
Yes.
So like, as of current or just throughout?
As of current, right
As
now.
of current, okay. So yeah, it's been very flowing as of recent. Like I would say the last like 6 months. The more I went, the more guests I had on. People actually started recommending people to me or telling people who then they would hit me up. But it's tough. So it puts me in a tough position because one, like I said, like my team has things they're doing. So I filter and I book all my guests. And because of the content I've talked about, you know, what we talk about and everything, it became a blurred line of a lot of people trying to come on to promote music because I was in the beginning have like a lot of rap or hip hop artists on, and it wasn't just a rap or hip hop show. It was very much an entrepreneurial show and very much like women. I want to be very woman based, woman advocate, cannabis friendly, cannabis advocate, and you know, people of color in general too, just like people to be able to have a platform to speak and tell their stories about their businesses, their struggle, success, and having a soul. So when, you know, things started picking up and I had more people reaching out, it was a lot. And it's still like, if anyone's listening in who has hit me up, like I probably haven't gone through all my messages to see them because it's overwhelming to me, which maybe we can get into after, but I literally have social media anxiety. So that's like a whole nother thing on top of it. But yeah, so it's a lot of recommendation, I feel like, and like guests coming on circling, like in recommending each other. So that part's dope. But like I said, it's just hard when sometimes I just don't know how to respond to people or who is right to have on the show or like, I don't know. It's a lot. It's just a lot. So it's a very loaded question, but yeah, so short answer to it, right now, not having much trouble getting guests, but I always, and I'll repeat this for anyone else who has podcasts or is doing anything, always am reaching out to people, always sending emails and not getting answered half the time, or getting no's, or getting, oh, I'll get back to you, and then left on red. So it's like just staying consistent and like not taking those as like a negative, just keep it rolling, you know, because the people who are going to say yes and are going to come on, like, I feel like it's meant to be. You know what I'm saying? So, and not stressing about it. You know what I mean? Like, when you are just going with it, you're letting it roll and you're believing in it and just doing it, I think that's when it's more, like, fluid. Because there was a time where I was, like, anxious. Who am I going to have on next week? How am I going to get a guest for the week after? How am I going to... And I was thinking ahead, like, oh, my God, a month out, how am I going to keep the show running? I have nobody to ask. But it just seemed like there would always roll into like, oh, like I met them through this person, or I went to an event and I met that person and they introduced me to somebody. So the manifestation too of like believing in the process, you know. But yeah, That was a very long answer to your question.
So yes, you do. Yes. But
He goes, cut. Yes.
No, I know what that's like too. I don't know how to answer people all the time. Sometimes I just delete the messages.
It's overwhelming sometimes.
No, sometimes you don't deserve to be on the show. By the way.
There are.
Say it.
You're so much more blatant than me, but yes, sometimes you don't deserve to be on the show because I know what you're coming on. The purpose you're coming on for is not what I'm looking to promote or put out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to sit there and just have a 20-minute conversation about the album you're dropping. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to know what got you into music, what made you struggle, what this, what that, like, and if you're not willing to open up and get kind of deep, it's going to be hard for me to just talk about the album, you know?
No, 100%. And you're not interested, you're not like 100% interested in that. That's not what you show it.
It's just
100%,
right? No, it's not. And
Yeah.
like, I think at the beginning it was just hard to tell. Do you know what I mean? Because I do know a lot of hip hop people and rappers and stuff. Like in Boston, I love everyone who's come on the show, but I feel like just to their audience and outside audiences, it gave the wrong impression.
You're not a hip hop podcast. You're an entrepreneur. You like it more broad.
It's in motivational
Yeah.
and like, you know, like I said, the struggle of success. I want you to open up to me. Like I kind of want it to be like a fun therapy session on
100%.
camera that like can teach other people shit. You know, so it's like if you don't want to do that, then it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, I could use a therapist.
Well, you know, I feel like we're doing some like things today.
Yeah.
I'll be your therapist, Adam.
My therapist failed me.
Why?
I don't know. They just did.
Did they disappear? They ghosted you too?
No.
He cries, walks off camera.
My therapist was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a couple sucky ones back in the day, so it was just like, this isn't gonna work.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Whatever. See ya.
Scooch,
See ya.
peasant.
No, and off that, some people don't deserve to be on. And sometimes the following is not there. Like, I definitely do it to get some followers and stuff. And sometimes it's like, I see like 200 followers, I'm like,
It's tough too, yeah. I mean, I feel that, but at the same time, if they had like a really good message story or something they were doing, then I might, you know, consider.
That's
I
fair.
wouldn't say it's all about followers, but
Okay. And how about fake? And I've had people with fake followers too.
oh man, what do you think about the fake following shit? Because
it's a waste of money. It's like, why are you getting?
do you feel like it's a waste of money?
100%.
I agree.
100%, right? Like it's fake. Like people see through it in the end. You're still in the same spot.
Well, it's funny. I actually had this conversation with somebody the other day, and somebody had added me on Instagram, and I had gone to their Instagram because it looked official, like by what they had as a picture and their title or whatever, and they had a bunch of followers. So it was like, I don't know, like 40,000 followers or something. And on every picture, they had like 10 likes, 15 likes. Maybe the most was like 40 likes. And I was like, I'm confused. Like, what does that translate to? So it's like, you know, that's not authentic. It's not, I just feel like if you're doing something, do it organic. And like, me and my producer have always talked about that. The growth that we want to be an organic growth. Like the followers that are following, it's because they really enjoy the content. They want to watch the show. They want to show that support. If you just have like bots following you, people not even giving you love, not sharing your shit, but you get a bigger number on your like profile because of it, like this shit's not real.
It's fake.
That's why you're not verified. That's why you have 40,000 followers and no star.
Yeah, Zuckerberg doesn't like you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I know what you're saying though. No, I think the followers I agree with everything that you're saying about the followers.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I don't have any. We have a tight-knit community of 522 followers. Who's counting though? I don't count them.
Shout out all 500 and how many?
22.
All 522 of
I
you.
think. Or is it 22?
And after this episode, hopefully we'll get up to 500 and at least 32.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
At least we're giving you 10, right?
No, I can take 10. 10's solid.
Throw
10's
some
solid.
10 followers
Yeah,
over there.
I'll take that. Hopefully you get
10
some followers
OSYW fans go over.
Oh, yeah.
Can we like Red Rover? Do you know that
What's
game?
that?
Oh,
No.
am I aging myself?
Oh.
Never mind.
What is Red Rover?
It was this
Gotta
like
explain.
childhood game, Red Rover, call blah 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 over. So like if you're on that side, okay, let me start from the beginning.
Yes.
Kids at recess, 2 lines of kids.
Okay.
10 kids on that side, 10 kids on this side.
Okay.
We're both part of the lines.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm on my side, you're on your side. We
Okay.
probably have, like, we're across the studio from each other.
Okay.
I'd be like, Red Rover,
Okay.
call Adam Lew over. That rhymes, which is lit. And then you would run over, but all of us are linking arms, so you would try to run through our arms. And if you ran through, you got to go back and bring somebody with you. If you didn't run through, then you added onto our line. So the point was to, like, get the whole other line over.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. So I was just saying, if I give you 10 followers and you give me 10 followers, it's kind of like Red Rover.
Oh.
Shout out anyone who knows Red Rover out there, because now I feel old and slow. I'm like, wait, hold on. Old soul vibes.
Come on, you're not old. Get out of it. Come on, you're not old. Get out of here.
Oh, man.
You're a young soul in an old world.
Oh,
I
wow.
just
That's a
Oh.
concept. Now that's a concept.
I just reversed Uno'd you.
That's intense. And I think people just need to think about that concept because that's intense.
Was that too much? Did I go too far?
You know what? I've never really reversed it in my mind, but it kind of makes sense.
See?
It makes sense.
I'm a deep intellectual person. Allegedly.
Are you?
No.
Do you read books?
I don't know how to read.
Ah, shit.
I don't know how to write.
But I know how to talk.
I guess.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So, Ethan, how are we doing for time?
6%, 3%.
Okay. So, what were we talking about again? Forget.
Oh, Young Soul and Old World.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. There was something and then I lost it.
I love your energy. You know what? You're very, like, empowering. Shout out to you. Real quick.
Adam, did you mean that or was that sarcastic?
I did mean that. I'm never.
I don't know.
I didn't mean that. Okay, I'm not that mean. Like, I want to be meaner sometimes, but like, I don't have it in me. Some people are like, Adam, you got to be more controversial and got to be meaner, blah blah blah. I'm like, sometimes I just don't want to be.
It's gonna be you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a complete. If you watch my show, or I'll just say it all the time, I'm an empath. I am such a sensitive person, like, and I think that's it's funny because I have heard that in different ways before, but it's usually around the word energy, like, oh, you have good energy, you have a good vibe, you this, that. It's just because I know how I feel, like, talking to people, like, I feel misunderstood. So when I communicate, I want to be so open that it's like, you want to open too. You know what I'm saying? Because 100%. Why the fuck wouldn't we? Yeah. I mean, we're all just, who knows what could happen tomorrow? Who knows what could happen in 5 minutes? Yeah. And I'm not saying that I have this mindset all the time either, though. It's definitely something you have to work on and try to be, like, mindful of, because shit happens and you can get down and you can feel like, oh, things aren't going your way or this and that. But if you project positive energy to people around you, that shit ripple effects. You know 100%. What I'm saying? And when you're negative around the people around you, you can also see how it ripple effects to them. 100%. So, 100%. Yeah. Try to keep that energy on point, boy.
Boy? Whoa, I'm not boy. Wow. Wow.
Like back in the day, B-O-I-I-I-I. Yeah. Are you that? Do you know or do you not know? Yeah. Like on like Messenger and stuff, like boy, like people who write it like that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not that out of touch.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think I?
All right.
I'm only on Christian Mingle in MySpace and Tinder.
Christian Mingle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Farmer meat.
Do you want a fun fact about me?
Yeah.
All right. Fun fact to Adam Lew and everyone listening in about Jessie, Elly, Old Soul, Young World. I have never ever signed up or been on an online dating site ever.
Really?
Ever.
I have, and I have not had much.
Tell me about it, please, because I'm always so interested in people who, like, take the step to do it, because I feel like I don't even know how to do that.
From what I know, Tinder's just for people who want to hook up.
Okay, all right. So Tinder's like the fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone I know who's like really good at Tinder is just. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they want.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay, so I would definitely not go on Tinder because it's not what personally not what I'm looking for.
There are diamonds in the rough. I've known people who gotten married and whatever, but like, generally speaking, it's kind of toxic.
So you were on Tinder?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were
Well,
trying to fuck.
Hey, stop. Don't put words in my. You can't. This is my own. This is my show. You can't put words.
You
in
can
my mouth,
bleep
okay?
that out. Sorry.
Yeah. No, we're not bleeping that out.
I
Wow.
keep hoping that he'll bleep some of the things out, but he won't.
But, I
so
mean,
it's fine.
fine. What I mean, like I was on Tinder. Okay, fine. Whatever. Okay, shoot me.
Maybe
okay.
I should be on Tinder. I don't know.
Cancel me. Okay, fine. Jesse.
Oh
fine,
no.
Jesse, cancel me. I
No.
don't deserve it.
Never. I'll never cancel you.
Really?
No.
Even
What's
when-
the opposite of cancel?
Uncancel. No, that's just no.
You're uncanceled, Adam Lew.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. But you know, when the mob comes for me, whenever I want you on the front lines
Yes.
defending you, boy.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be something I said at a previous episode, and someone's gonna come at me.
Defending your boy.
Your boy, yeah, I.
I'll have a sign and everything. Like,
Yep.
stay away from your boy.
Yeah, when they're all in front of my apartment, like
Oh my
protesting, you're gonna be there.
gosh.
You're gonna be there defending me. You know what I'm saying?
Fags.
But okay, any last words for the fans?
So many words for the fans, but you know, if I have to pick a few, I would just say, you know, anybody listening in, whatever you're doing, however you came across this video, you're on the right path. You're gonna figure it out. It's always a process. It's always a journey. I appreciate Adam Lew so much for having me on, and the fact that you're tuning into his show. You know, he's on vibes. He's on point. You know, he's got his thing going. He's following his own path, and we love that. And, you know, I hope that you guys keep following what you're doing. You tune into Old Soul Young World with Jessie, Elly, you know, and you get to learn a little more about me and my guests. And we talk about, you know, mental health, motivation, positivity, a little bit of the stuff that we talked on today, and everything in between. So, you know, stay awesome, stay up, keep a positive mindset, keep watching Adam Lew Show, and tune in to Old Soul Young World.
Wait, real quick, one more thing. You did I saw, because I did my research. I watched your episodes.
Oh, you did
not
research on me?
Yes, of course I did. Of course, I'm not
That
that
makes me
bad
feel
of a
so
host.
great.
I'm not that bad of a host. Okay, come on. Come on. And anyways, you did a little couple freestyles back in the day. Is that,
Oh my gosh.
am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm actually planning to do a freestyle remake with a Vibe Entertainment, who we did the first one.
Can you give us one right now?
A
On the
freestyle
spot? Yeah,
right now?
On the spot. You don't have to. if you
Can
don't
it be a
want.
little more poetic? Because I'm
Yeah.
a spoken word poet
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, of course. I don't make rules.
All right. Well.
All right.
All right.
I put you on the spot.
I guess so.
Okay.
We're not. Are we doing a beat? No, we can't do a
I
beat
can't do
drop
a
because
beat.
the copyright.
Yeah.
Can you? I just made him do that literally so he would do it. Like I was not gonna freestyle to that.
You're so.
No, but
you're
I will. I'll
fucked
give
up.
you a little poem.
Okay.
This is gonna be off the head, like so. This might suck.
Yeah.
This might suck.
No
I
worries,
don't know.
no
Who
worries.
knows?
Beautiful. No, can't keep going. That was me. That was.
All right. It's my time to find my mind. I align myself. Everything's all right. If I keep going to a higher shelf, the levels will align. Feel yourself vibe. If you don't vibe, it's okay, but we can still do it in time. All of us together, reunited together, collabing together. I ain't got much more than that. This ain't really a freestyle, but I did for Adam Lew. So shout out Adam Lew.
Thank you.
Hey!
Thank you. Fist bump.
That's the
Thank
first
you.
freestyle I ever did on camera, like on spot, like.
No,
Okay,
that was good.
now
Good
I'm
job.
nervous.
Good job.
I'm
Good
hot.
job.
I gotta drink
Hey,
my
chill,
water.
Chill. Okay. Oh yeah. Don't show the brand. Don't show the brand. Don't show the
Don't
brand.
show the
Don't show the
brand.
brand. Don't show the brand.
If you're a
Don't show the
true
brand.
fan, you'll know the cup, but don't show the brand.
Don't show the brand. And where can people good poem, by the way. What are those shoes? Those are nice shoes.
Oh, they're fire. You know, if you know, you know. If you're a shoe sneakerhead and you know, you know. And if you don't, you don't.
Oh, Nike.
Yeah,
Wow.
bruh. What do you got over
Wow.
there? Oh, both got the Nikes.
You know they have sweatshops in China.
Oh, well, are you gonna take your shoes off? Are you,
I'm not wearing Nikes.
do you want me to sew my own shoes
I'm
by
not wearing-
hand?
I'm not wearing Nikes. I hate big brands.
I'm gonna throw these out when I leave here.
I hate big brands.
I'm gonna drop these shoes in the trash.
You better. We're watching.
What size are you?
9.
All right. Well, you won't
What
fit
size?
You could still take them and resell them if you want.
I would never. Those are thrown out, you know?
Could make some bank.
Yeah, I'm anti-capital. Well, I'm anti, capitalism, all that stuff.
Anti-capitalism.
Shout
How
to-
about monarchy? We ended, but now we're back. I just feel like there was more to be.
No, not a fan of monarchy. No, definitely not.
Not a fan of monarchy.
No.
No.
Kings and queens, that's a whack.
It's a little much.
Yeah.
But we won't disrespect the royals.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of? Give me your thoughts on the current events, real quick.
I think it's very weird. I think I didn't realize until this moment that one family has ruled a whole part of our earth for generations upon generations, and it's just going to continue with their children's and their whole family forever. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on there that people don't have a say in, and that's kind of weird.
That is true. That is true. Like what? Talk your shit. You
I
had
don't
a politician on.
Yeah, I did have.
Yeah.
Shout out Manny Cruz, who won state rep.
Yo.
He won. He won.
Tell him I have an idea. Okay, you have his number, right?
Yeah. I don't have my phone.
Write this down. Okay. Tell him
Yes.
I want Massachusetts to invade Connecticut with our army, take their resources, and I want him to take another idea to Washington. I want the United States to invade Canada because in Mexico, and then Guatemala
For the resources.
So
then the U.S. will just own Canada and Mexico.
Etc.
This is very controversial.
Etc.
You might get some love-hate for this.
No, I think that's pretty normal. I think we should do that.
You know what? I wouldn't mind the U.S. taking over Canada because I recently went there and it was just kind of odd. And
Really?
if we... Okay, I don't want to get hated on by
No, I'm just kidding with you. No one's gonna hate it. No.
It was very French where I was at. That's all I'm
You were in
gonna
Montreal.
say.
I was in Montreal a couple.
I was more in outside of Montreal.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw 3 rats when I was there.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
There was just a lot of French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like the French?
I mean, if I could understand it, maybe.
Are you
but,
British?
No.
Because the British, remember, they fought for
Oh, they did.
Yeah, see,
And now that's what the U.S. is gonna
bad
do.
joke. Yeah. Well, when I get my way, I think
When Adam Lew was president.
Adam. I think we're gonna change things up a little bit in the
I
world.
appreciate
Use the
that.
military a little bit more, right? We spend
Yeah.
so much. I want to make sure they're getting used properly to
Yeah.
get strategic resources for the United States. you know?
Facts. We could have used them as bus drivers actually this year because
Who?
the military. I mean, if we're paying them that much, we
That's
might as
true.
well bring them in for bus driving
That is
duty.
true. That is true.
We're lacking in all these other areas, but
Well,
for some reason we can't fill the spots.
Well, I said that you're not yet. I didn't say that. You said
Hands
that.
up, hands up.
You-
I feel like we need to back it up and just cut it where we were at because we just got real political here.
I want to keep going.
Okay.
Do you want to keep going?
I can go for 3 hours. Let's
3
go.
hours? Okay.
Leg crosses.
The politician you had on? Did you what did you think of him? Did you like the?
Oh, Manny Cruz?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he's great. If anyone knows Manny Cruz, he is going to be, in the election again in November.
Yeah.
So if you live in Salem, you can, check him out. But he cares about actual things. Like we talked about abortion rights. We talked about environmental, going green, transportation, funding for more jobs. It was just a lot of positive things.
What'd you think of it? What'd you think of the Roe v. Wade decision?
I completely disagree with it. I'm completely astonished, and I was sick to my stomach. I had tears about it because that shit was crazy. And just today, I seen that I forget his name. I'm just saying somebody Republican in government put out, I don't know political words, so I'm just going to say this the best that I can. But they filed something that they want to make it federally legal that after 15 weeks, you are not allowed to have an abortion anywhere. Federally after 15 weeks. That's what he proposed.
Really?
Yeah. And it's being how if they propose something, they have to go through the voting, whatever the process. I don't think it's going to pass, obviously, but it's still the fact that there are white men in politics who are trying to have a say over women's bodies. I can't understand it. I can't justify it. And I don't agree with it. And I hope that one day we can reverse it And I'm also grateful that I live in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Definitely how I feel about that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Shout out to Planned Parenthood.
Shout out to Planned Parenthood, not even a joke, because facts.
Yeah. Shout out to them. All right. Where can they? Well, on that note, where can they find you on social media and shit?
Yes, for sure. So.
Wait, can I tell you something real quick?
Tell me. Imagine we do this for another hour, like we keep going to end it, and then we keep going back for a question.
I think Ethan would
and
probably
Ethan's like, I'm gonna jump off a bridge.
We're on. Can I tell you something real quick though?
Please tell me something real quick.
I forget. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I forget.
You have a fun fact for me?
I drew a blank. I'm sorry, Jessie. I'm so sorry.
Come on, whip something heartfelt out.
I'm so sorry.
What do you got for me?
I'm so sorry. I don't know if I'm gonna make it in the podcasting world.
You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it here.
Please tell me I'm gonna make it.
All you have to do is be you, Ethan Lew. And I feel like I need to write a book that's titled that, because that shit's fire.
I better get royalties.
Yo, I'm like, you'll be the little animated character in there. Be you, Ethan Lew.
Little? I'm not little.
Well, you know, if you're in a book, you gotta be little.
Fine.
I gotta shrink you down.
All right. I'm insecure about, stuff like that.
We all are.
Do you think I need a therapist?
Maybe 5.
5? Why would I need 5?
Just
like,
kidding.
meet one every day?
Like, in a circle, like, they're in a circle and you're in the middle, and they each give you their different perspective. I think we could all use 5 therapists.
That'd be nice. I'd take that.
But I would also say no, because you're an awesome person.
Oh my god.
So,
thank you.
If you wanted one, yes. But
Yeah.
other than that, I feel like you are amazing. And
Thank you.
I feel like you have, great ideas, great conversations, and you have a vision.
Thank you.
And
You
like,
too.
I have questions I'm gonna ask you off the show, so we'll get into that.
And let me
Because
just
I'm like, who the heck's Ethan Lew?
Let me just end on this. Jessie, Elly, keep doing what you're doing.
Hey.
Keep sticking with the vision. Keep being you. Don't let anyone change it. And this is all seriousness. And yeah, keep doing you.
Thank you.
And just be you. Be different. You don't have to be like any other podcast out there. And yeah, exactly. That's all I wanted to say. And give her a follow on Instagram or Twitter or whatever.
Yes. Can I give my little shout out to my YouTube, Instagram, all
Yes.
my stuff?
Yep.
Again, thank you, Ethan Lew, because you're awesome. You guys can follow me or find me on my Instagram at Old Soul Young World. You can also follow my personal Instagram at Jessie, JESSIE _ELLLY. Don't forget the 3 L's. And you can follow me on YouTube, Old Soul Young World. We drop episodes weekly. And yeah, TikTok, Old Soul Young World, everything Old Soul Young World. Google me, it's the first thing that will come up. You'll see it all there.
3 L's?
3 L's in the Elly, but it was just because somebody else had the 2 L's, so.
Okay.
That's it.
Ethan's giving us the cue. We're wrapping up. Jessie, thank
We're
you.
queuing
One last
out.
handshake. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
awesome.
You were a great guest. Thank you.
Can we do it
Thank you.
again? Do
One bow.
One more.
One bow.
Can we do it again?
Sync. Yes.
I'm
There we
recording
go.
it right now.
Oh no, Ethan's cutting us off.
No!